Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay. I hope you are able to see my screen also, right? Right. So yesterday we discussed very important topic, row level security. We have implemented the row level security in Power BI desktop. So we have already completed the report development, right? So that is the claims report. So in the data set, we have regions and regional managers names, right? So why it is required, this row level security is requirements. So I want to restrict the data at the row level, okay, row wise. I want to restrict the data row wise. If my end user, assume that I want to give a permission to one particular user, okay, one particular name, I can restrict their access. So that user has to see their data, okay, their regional data. To get this done, I have implemented the row level security based on the regions, okay. So 5 regions we have. And the modeling part, so here the manage rules. I have defined 5 different rules: east, south, southeast, and so on. So here the data I'm trying to filter based on the region is equal to, we have the field, region is equal to south. And if you're observing the southwest means southwest, this is the regional manager, right? So like that, on the Power BI desktop level, we have defined the rules. Okay, rules has been defined. Once the rules has been defined, 5 different rules, we can test it here itself. Okay, it's possible to test in Power BI desktop itself. So how? So I can test it by using the view as a rule. Okay, maybe we'll just try to check it first, southwest region, whether the data is getting filtered for the southwest or not. See here, it's getting filtered. So this is the southwest regional data, and their regional manager is Mark Jensen. And these are the values. So like that, we can test it on the Power BI desktop as well. Okay, view as a role. So after testing, so this is our, these are all activities we have to do it before sharing or else publishing this report onto the services. Okay, we have to test it in the Power BI desktop level, validate it. And now once it is working, we know how to publish it. Okay, we have a publish option. We can publish this report onto the Power BI services. Okay, we can stop viewing. We can publish this report onto the Power BI desktop to the services. Okay, once publish, it's not at over. Okay, once publish the report. Okay, the row level security has been implemented report on the Power BI desktop. We have to define the same roles, okay, the roles which has been available on the data set level. So just try to select your publish into this. Data set level, we have an option name called security. Okay, so this is my report. If you can open this report as an administrator, I can see complete report. You are the admin, right? You can see the complete report analysis. See here, all regional managers and everything. And if you want to provide an access to other users, so we have to define the security here. Click on the security. So these are the rules. So already yesterday I have added few members. East region, this person, southeast, south region, and west region, Michael. And I want to add these 2 users. Okay, southeast and southwest region users. So how to get added? So those two people are not available. If you're observing, I try to add those two users like a Southwest regional managers is Mark. I'm trying to add it here. It is not there. Okay, it is not available. See this. Mark is, I'm not able to find the Mark email ID. So I will try to add it, okay, in my portal.azure.com, in my Azure Active Directory, I can add his username. Okay, I'll just try to share you this link also with you. Please use it. Okay, I will share it, Srini. Okay, just give me some time. I will share it. I got the mail last night, but I'm not feeling well. I will share it. You got the link, right? Just try to select it, okay? Please try to select the web portal. This is the portal.url. So why it is required? So see here, some users are not listed. Some users are not available. I'm trying to add their email IDs by using this portal.azure Active Directory on Active Directory forum. So just try to add it, AAD. You're observing, right? You're able to see my screen, correct? Is that mark is available? You cannot use the duplicate or else invalid or else a duplicate mail IDs. So or else maybe we'll just try to add another user, Alison Mark Ferlin for the Southeast. Is that coming up? Are you able to see the email ID? It shows an error. You can't use an invalid or else duplicate email. I'm not adding any duplicate, but it is an invalid email ID. Got it? Up to this part is clear to you. Please respond in the chat box. So how we are going to add it? So see here, this is important activity. Azure Active Directory. Select it. Second, let me check. You're able to open this web portal, portal.azure.com. Respond in the chat box. I'm just trying to add some email IDs, okay? All users, new user, and trying to add it as an Alison. Alison it. This is the domain, okay? Display name is Alison. Create. Okay. One more user. One more user is Mark Jensen. Mark. Create it. So I have added the email IDs in my portal, portal.azure.com Active Directory forum. So if you can try to navigate here, refresh, you can see their email IDs, okay, which has been added just now, okay. So for Southeast, Alison is the owner. See here, Alison, just try to add it. And for Southwest, Mark, add it, save. Okay. So once we completed this, so see here, whenever if I want to test the role, test as a role, you can see that particular data only. So we are trying to test it here also. And the Power BI services too. We just want to test it whether I'm able to see all the regional managers data or only the South West region row level security we have implemented that particular regional managers data. So if you're observing the Southwest region, Regional manager is Mark Jensen, and his stats, okay, claim cost, collected premium, and so on. He can see his regional data and their claim related stats. Okay, he is not going to view other regional managers data here. Okay, that's the main agenda to implement this row level security, which is a static approach. Got it? Do you have any questions here? Respond please before moving on to the dynamic row level security. Responses please. So as of now, 5 different regions. Can you hear me first of all? You can tell me that. Clear, right? Good. As of now, 5 different regions. For each and every region I have selected, I have created before that, added the email IDs. Suppose if I have a 50 regions, are we going to define the 50 new regions here? I mean, in the Power BI desktop level, and once publish that 50 regions, it will be appear, right? 50 regional data, region names, correct? Is that a best approach to use, or else create manually these regional information like this, like this? Manage roles, 5 regions. Suppose if I have a 50 regions, are we going to define the 50 regions and it will be appear the security part 50 regions and add mail IDs? Is that a good approach? Just to think normally. No, they will not able to see Sanjeev. So this is not, I mean, like once you define the roles, now if you can start providing the access to these users, they can see that particular regional data only. That's why we are testing as a role. Okay, Southwest or as a Southeast region wise, we are testing in the Power BI desktop before sharing this report to the users. Okay, so this particular regional data he can observe. Okay, even if you can get this link, maybe I will share you this link in the chat box. This link, can you see this report? You can just test it. I'm just trying to, maybe this link has been shared with you, but I haven't provided any access. Can you see this report? Just test it. No, only this particular user will be able to see. You cannot see this report. I just posted the link also in the chat box. Can you please check it? Others, can you please check it? If you can, I have provided the link in the chat. Once you select, can you see the statistics, these numbers and all? Activate. No. Okay. So as of now, this row level security has been implemented for these regional wise. So manually have implemented. Okay. So to restrict the user access, I have defined the rules based on the regions and added their email IDs on the Power BI services level individually as per the regions and their access. And also before sharing this report to the customers, end users like Alison, Mark Fairland, and different users are there, multiple users. And I have tested it, okay, in Power BI desktop as well as the services. And I can provide these links with the end user. Maybe I can just copy this link and provide the access, or directly open the report and share the report link to the customers. Okay, good. So next one is very important one. Okay, very important. Row level security dynamically. So how we are going to implement row level security in a dynamic way. So instead of defining the regions as a manual order, we can define the row level security in a dynamic approach. Okay, let me open the Power BI file. So I will just try to complete static and dynamic, and then I will sign off for today because I'm not feeling well. And if you have any questions or else while implementing, just raise your hand so that I can take your queries. No problem. See here, this is important. This concept is both static and dynamic row level security is important. The name itself is indicated dynamically. That means we are not going to define the regions in a manual manner. Okay, like previously I have defined the roles for each and every regions. I have defined it. I have filtered the data. If you are using the dynamic row level security, we will not define the roles, regions roles for each and every role wise and define the filtration. See here, same report, same report. Okay. And the thing is, I have taken one more additional table. So DRLS. So what is this DRLS means? I have created one Excel file. Let me open that also. RLS. Important activity. Please observe if you are feeling like if you are stuck at somewhere to understand the concept, please let me know. I have taken one simple Excel file. Okay. Same data set. See this. Claims region is same data set, no change. So here to implement the row level security in a dynamic way, I have taken one additional Excel file. So what information is holding in the Excel file means, if you're observing, I have added serial number and the unique regions. So these are the unique regions with southeast, west. 5 regions means 5 regions I have added. Okay, 5 regions. This is I have added for testing. And one more names. Okay. So if you are observing this stats, right? I mean, this particular small data set, DRLS, I have considered serial number, regions, and their email IDs and name. Now you can tell me, is this email IDs are same as like the available one? Is the same email IDs? You can tell me. Let me showcase to you here. Is this email ID is matching with this Allison's? First one. Both are same. If you're observing, the domain is completely different at the rate of N1 or 3. But here, something different. So just try to give the same domain name. Okay. Because this is the previous example. Just try to copy and paste same domain name. Like Michael also. Michael's domain. Michael. Mark. Just try to add my name. Okay. This one I'll just try to remove it. We don't have any region like Northeast. I'm just removing it. Okay. I have prepared one simple Excel file with serial number, region, email ID, and name. Okay. So here we are defining one new table information with the serial number, region, email ID, and name. So this data set I'm going to import into my Power BI desktop. Closing this file, close it. Try to import it. We know how to extract the data from an Excel, right? We know. So navigate directly to the transform data. Okay, DRLS. I'll just try to change it the source here. Okay, same one, RLS. Open. Yes. So if you're observing, you can see something like these are the tables. So table information. Serial number is there. Regions, email ID, name. Provide the data type verification, data type check, change the data type detection. Now we can load this DRLS table to the Power BI desktop. Up to this part is clear to you or else any questions? Please respond in the chat box. I have taken one simple Excel file, one new Excel file, added the details, unique details based on the region, okay, and their email IDs, name and serial number. Okay. I am not doing the manual modeling. Okay. Row level security. I'm not implementing the manual row level security. I have taken a new data set, DRLS, I named it. Okay. Dynamic row level security. And here, 4 fields I have considered: serial number, regions means 4 regions we have, email ID, name. So this data set, I'm going to load it into the Power BI. Load it. Is that loaded? 1 second. Close and apply. Refresh. Okay. So once you imported the new table, you have to build a model. Okay, you have to give a connectivity with this DRLS table to this claims region wise, the data set. Now you can tell me between these two tables, claims region wise and DRLS, what is the common column? Did you observe any common columns between these two? Common column between these two tables. What is the common column here? Which column is matching to provide a relationship? See, DRLS, why you created this table? Because I want to automate this process. So I have taken one simple Excel file, added the unique regions, right? These are all unique regions, and the email ID and the name. Okay, I have just added these email IDs and names to my Excel data set. So here you have to define the relationship also. So I have identified claims region wise under DRLS. The unique field here is regions. So if you're going navigating to the model, you can see the region is the common column. Region is common column. So claims region, we have the repeated. DRLS, we have the unique one side, and the cross filter direction is unique. So we have to define the relationship between these two tables, claims region wise and the DRLS. That's it. So once you completed this activity, now we can navigate to the modeling part, manage rules. Now you can tell me, is there any multiple regions? Have I defined any multiple regions on this? Dynamic row level security? No, you're not observing. This is the old file. If you're observing this DRLS, I have used a function name called email ID is equal to user principal name. So which is nothing but user principal name is the DAX function. Okay, what it will do in the sense, it will try to give the user email ID. Okay, here I have used email ID. Okay, email ID is equal to user principal name. The output of the user principal name will try to project. So who is the user connected? So it's a kind of a measure. If you're observing this, the output of this, see here, I'm just trying to create a new measure. What it will do, the functionality part, email ID is equal to user principal name I have provided, right? What it will do. So see is, I'm just giving one new measure defining user principal name. Okay, output I just want to showcase to you, which is important. Taking the new page, just try to drag and drop. This is my mission configuration. I'm the user. See this. I'm the user which has been logged in, and you can see this, my name. Okay. So whoever the user has been logged in, automated way, suppose if you want to provide an access to someone, we have to define the user principal name is the function based on the email ID. Okay. So similarly, I have added the same function in my modeling part. Okay. Designing the rules. So here, okay, because I'm trying to define the rules based on the email ID basis. So on the DRLS here, this particular data set, I have filtered the data based on email ID is equal to user principal name. User principal name will work out based on the email ID. Suppose sometimes, right, we will get a requirement based on the username, domain with username. Okay, in such scenarios, we have one more function. Username function is there. Simple. Username and user principal name. User principal name is going to work based on the email IDs. User name, like domain with names, it will work on the name basis only. Okay, names as well as the domain information. Got it? So this is the function I have defined on the DRLS. Email ID is the field. We have the email ID field is equal to user principal name. So once you defined it, you don't need to test it here. See here, you don't need to test it. Suppose maybe if you want to test it, you can test. See this, view as others, dynamic row level security. I'll just try to copy paste one user, Allison. Copy it, paste it here. Is that data is getting filtered or not? You have to tell, is the data is getting filtered here? Dynamic row level security we have implemented. I just copy pasted to test or else view as a rule based on the LSN. Is the data is getting filtered for the dynamic which I have created, dynamic row level security. LSN region, LSN mark file region, and their values you are observing. So once it is tested, see here, view as here, I just tested with this other name, right? It is not my name. I have logged in already. I have to add it other email ID. Okay. I listen at N13, that is the email ID. I have implemented the dynamic row level security. I just selected these two. Okay. So I'm observing the Allison's data. Like that, maybe we'll just try to check with my name, my name, my name. Test it. I'm seeing the blank because I'm the administrator. I'm the administrator for this report. Okay. So in this way, because I am the developer, I have developed this report. I'm the administrator. So that's why in the Power BI desktop itself, I'm not observing any stats. Okay. Suppose maybe we'll just try to test it with Mark Fairley. Okay. Mark. I'm the administrator. It is not other user. So I'm seeing the blank data. Okay. Like that. Suppose if I provide you the link to someone who don't have an access, you can see this way. But I am the administrator here. In the Power BI desktop level, I can view the blank. Okay, once I publish it, I can see the whatever the access I have. Okay. So let me showcase with another user, Mark. See this? Mark Jensen. He is the regional manager for the Southwest, and you can see the data for their region. Okay. So let's try to publish this. Okay. This report, I'm going to publish into the services. Publish. So you have implemented the dynamic row level security in the desktop. So how you implement it? You have created a new table with the serial number, user email ID, names, and their regions. Region field is common there. So that's why I'm considering the region. So once you created a new table, you have imported into the Power BI desktop. Okay, Power BI desktop, and provide the relationship between the common column in the modeling part. So the regions are matching between the main table and sub table. After that, in the modeling tab here, you have to define the rules. So manage rules, try to select one new rule. Dynamic, I have added a new role name. So RLS, so you're not going to define the claims region wise because here we don't have an email ID field, right? We don't have it. So here DRLS, which I have added as a new data set. Here I'm going to add it as an email ID is equal to, which I have a field. User principal name is the DAX function. Okay, what it will do, it will, wherever you are using the email IDs, it will trigger an automated way, whoever the login user, it will try to project it. That's what I have created a measure, and it is redirecting whenever I'm just trying to drag and drop my email ID, my logged in details, it is trying to project to you. Okay, on the center, the second page. Okay, so similarly, if you want to define the roles based on the username, We have a DAX function for that. Username is the DAX function. Okay. Email ID is different. Username is different. Agree with that? Email ID means this one. See here. Email ID is this one. Username with the domain means we are going to get this one. Username, this is the name with a domain, their laptop or else their company domains. We can get it as an oblique, domain with oblique, okay, symbol with a name. So once you define the dynamic row level security, tested it on the Power BI desktop, we can publish this report onto the services. Just try to publish it. Publish. Same workspace. You will get a success notification. Got it? So here, just to navigate back to this, refresh. On data set part, if you can try to open the securities, right, you will not see all the regions. You can see only one dynamic RLS, which you have created. So here you are going to add the list of user IDs. Like I'm just trying to add it very quickly. Alex. See here, no need to add one by one. We can just try to add it here itself. Okay. Alison. Michael. Add it. Save. Okay. So here also we have a test option. We can test it as a role. Test it. So as I said, right, it's a blank report. Suppose if you can try to view it. So here you can view. Select a person. View as. I'm just trying to test it. Listen. Listen. Apply. You're able to see, right, for Allison's data. Like that. Just try to check for another people. Mark. Mark is available. Second. I've added the mark, right? 1 second. Let me back. Mark I haven't added, sorry. Apply. Save it. Mark. So once you define the rules, we can test it on the Power BI services too. So that's what I'm currently doing. So I have added the email IDs on the security part. Okay, all the email IDs has been listed. So I want to test it based on the rules which has been defined. So I'm just trying to test it here. So let me check with my name also. Let's see. See here, because I'm the administrator for this report, read, write, reshare, also rebuild access is there because it's my workspace. So this particular person, so see this, he can view it, all the regions, because I'm the administrator for this report. That's what the mean. Okay. Dynamic row level security. So if you are trying to observe the effective permissions for other people, you will not see it. Maybe I'll just try to check for one more person. Is it Michael? Michael. Permissions is none, but I want to provide the report access only to him. Okay, none. Apply the filter. So Michael, he's the regional manager for West region. He can view this report, West regional report. Understood? Is that clear to you or else any questions? So this is the process, okay, step-by-step process to implement row-level security. Okay, row-level security in both of the approaches. That is a static approach. Either we can choose it as a dynamic means dynamic approach. So now it is our criteria whether we can choose a static row-level security or dynamic row-level security. It is our tick. Suppose if you have, assume that if you have a 50 different regions or else a 50 countries are there, are we going to use a static row level security? You have to decide. As a developer, we have to decide. If you have a 50 regions or else 50 countries or else 50 departments, I want to provide an access. Are we going to create a 50 departments in the Power BI desktop? Yes, no. It is our take. Everyone following, right? Response please in the chat. Responses. If you have a 50 HR department, maybe the departments are there in an organization, HR, sales, supply chain, multiple. Are we going to define the 50 new departments in Power BI desktop and try to add the email IDs and services? In such scenarios, which one we are going to use it? Is that a static row level security or else a dynamic row level security? It is our take. Dynamic only we are going to follow. Manually we cannot, maybe in future, right, it will be get added one more region. So are we going to incorporate, are we going to do the changes in the Power BI desktop once it moved onto the production environment? No, right? So if it is a new source means it's a table means I can add it in my backend database. This is a table. I can create a table in the database. I can add one new record also if there is any new region is added. Under services also, I can just try to refresh my report. The new data set, the data set which is a DRLS, it will get appear. I can add it. That is a not or else some new regions bits. So like that, if we have a many regions or else many departments, we will not use static row level security. We will go with the dynamic row level security. Why? Dynamic row level security is more flexible. You just to create one simple table. So as of now, I have created one Excel table. I have imported with some details like email ID, which is important fields. Email ID is important. Region is important. Okay. And wherever their email IDs, because we are based on the email IDs, we are defining, right? Email ID names. So we just added with 4 fields there. After importing, we have to provide the relationship. So no one will suggest us, you have to bring the relationship something. We have to define the relationship between the common fields between the new table and already available data set. After that only we are going to implement row level security on the Power BI desktop. The model, we have to select model tab, and from there we have to manage roles based on the email ID. So here our requirement is email ID based. So I have used a function, DAX function name called user principal name. Okay. Suppose if my requirement is based on the user ID like username, I can go with the username function. But here email ID base I'm trying to refer. So user principal name is the function. So once you have defined the function, test it as a role in the Power BI desktop. You can publish it. And here on the dataset part security, you can add the email IDs. That's it. Okay. You can just add their email IDs here. Back. These are the list of email IDs I have added. Got it? Clear? I have added Alex. Let's see the report for Alex. Okay. We don't have any data for Alex here. See this. Is that Alex is there in this data set? User email ID part, is that Alex email ID is there. I have added that, but we don't have the Alex email ID. Let's see the report. Alex. Is that report opening? Responses, please, in the chat box. Responses here. I need a responses. Okay. Fine. This is the way of testing. Okay, validate the data, and now we can start sharing this report. As you know, normal process only. You just try to open the report and share the report with these users, whoever having an access and expecting the report to observe. Okay, as per the regions, we can start sharing this report to their users. Okay, this is the process. Okay, for to implement the row level security in both of the approaches. Fine, I'm stopping this because I'm not feeling more comfortable. If you have any questions on this part, this topic, let me know. As I said, tomorrow, right, we will focus on this advanced activities on the completed. That is the phase 2 activities. We will complete it. Okay, phase 2 part. Let's see. But this RLS is very, very important. In any project, okay, you have a requirement, row level security implementation. On any interviews, they will ask you, did you implement the row level security? If you implemented, how? How you implemented? This is the common question on any interview. So instead of explaining theoretical way, its best approach is explain it in a practical way. Okay, how I have explained just now. Okay, like that, if you can explain means more than enough. You don't want to go for the theoretical explanation. Simple. Okay. If you want to implement the row level security, I'm just repeating one more time. Row level security. Let's see dynamic approach. You have to take the very important category, that is here our data set part. Region is the important region wise. So I have created one new table, okay, with the serial number, name, email ID, and the region. I can import it into the Power BI desktop and build the model with one-to-many relationship. And then once I have defined the relationship based on regions, I can navigate to the modeling. And here I can manage roles based on the new data set. So here the new data set is DRLS user email ID. Email ID is equal to user principal name. Why you are using user principal name? Because I have configured my report based on the email ID. Okay, at the rate domain name.com. So that's why I'm using user principal name. Once you define the rule, you can test it on the Power BI desktop itself by using view as a role and test it. Once it is succeeded, you can publish this report onto the services. So on the Power BI services part, data set level, security we are going to configure. Data set level, not on the report level. In report level, we are not going to configure. Okay, report is just a visualization view you are projecting. Complete data set is required. So I have a question, simple question only. Without data set, can I build a report? You can tell me now in the chat box, very quick. We already discussed in the theoretical part, initial days. Without data set, can we see the report? Yes, no. If I delete this data set here, is this report is available? Now, if I delete this, I have an option to delete also here. Can you see this report? No. Backend some support is there. Without data set, how we are going to view this report? Values and the measures, visualizations. No. Okay, please remember on the data set part, you are going to implement the security. Security here. Try to add the list of email IDs. If it is a bunch of mail IDs, we can create a group. If it's an individual mail IDs, we can just try to add individually. Add it and save it. Once done, you can test it as a role here on the services part and share the report access to the customers. That's it. Fine then. I'm stopping here. And if you have any questions, you can ask me in the chat box. I'm stopping now. If you have any questions, you can ask me. I will share you the link. Stream. 1 second. use it. This is for account creation, Power BI services account creation. I just posted in the chat box. If you have any questions, you can post, you can ask me here. Raise your hand, and any maybe completed activities. If you have any queries, please let me know. Completed hands-on exercise, or else maybe if you have any queries on previous examples, let me know. Raise your hand. Everyone receiving the Power BI interview questions? I started sharing the interview questions and profiles also, I think so. Profiles also. Yes, we need to share the report again. Yes, exactly. After implementing the row level security, just to copy and paste the link in the Teams, or else maybe you can just send it as a notification also. That's it. Okay. Fine then. So shall we connect tomorrow? If you know questions, we'll connect tomorrow then. Is that okay to you? Fine then. Thanks for joining. Because I'm not feeling well, so that's fine. Otherwise, I can give one more topic. We'll connect tomorrow. We will discuss the phase two part. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Have a nice day.